Email. People in the workplace spend a substantial amount of time and energy reading and answering emails. In the modern workplace, email has replaced internal memos and some external communication, so it's important to know when to use and how to excel in this form of written communication. Use email under the following circumstances: when you need to deliver a detailed message and urgency of the response is not a factor; when you need to communicate directly with a particular person in an organization external to your employer's organization; when you need to communicate with someone in a different time zone or country; and when providing factual information that doesn't require a response, such as a price quote or the specifications of a product. The sections included in an email are similar to those of a business letter. However, there are some differences. Contact information. You will provide the same contact information for your organization in email correspondence that you do for a letter, but your information will be placed at the end of the correspondence, below your signature. You will not include the mailing address of the recipient. The to line will ensure that the email is received by the correct person. Date. The date and time that the email is sent will automatically be generated by your system. Subject line. Be clear yet concise in your subject line. Provide enough detail so that the recipient can quickly tell what the content will contain. 10 words or less should be your goal. Include the date, time, and location if the email pertains to an event or meeting. Unless you are responding directly to an email that was sent to you, be sure to update the subject line. Add an indication of timeliness, such as urgent or due in 24 hours, if the email is important and time sensitive. Do not overuse or abuse this strategy. And double check the subject line if you are forwarding or replying. The best policy is to create a new subject line. Body of the email. The content of each paragraph will be similar to the paragraphs of a letter. However, when possible, you should use smaller paragraphs, even if that means extra paragraphs. People are more likely to read 4 short paragraphs of 3 or 4 lines than they will 2 paragraphs that are lengthy. Bullet points can be used to highlight information or differentiate lists from paragraphs. Consider bolding dates or meeting locations to help them stand out. Closing. Use the same phrases for a closing that you would in a letter. Best regards, respectfully, or sincerely are all good options. Email etiquette. Always respond in a timely fashion. Even if the email was sent to you by mistake, take the time to let the sender know and point them in the right direction if you can. Reread your email and think about what and how you have written your message. Emails last forever. If you send an email and have to wait for a reply, set a reasonable amount of time that you will wait for the reply and then follow up with a phone call. Don't let your work fall into the email black hole. And don't use reply all unless everyone needs the information you are sharing.